welcome to Slider Games and another Warhammer 40,000 battle report. Today is a 1500 point matched play mission we're playing here. We're back on the planet from our last battle report. It's a barren, windswept, desolated, destroyed planet here with all these craters and the destroyed buildings. But the T'au discovered that there is a system of underground bunkers, and shortly after their last mission they discovered this large platform here in the center, which is a lift down to the underground area. So they're rushing here so they can get some of their heavier equipment underground. But when they came, there was another group here also seemed interested in going underground, the Thousand Suns. So this will be my custom T'au Sept Sonars versus Thousand Suns. We are both taking the mission secondary here. This mission is No Man's Land from the core rulebook. And the center objective is worth 1 point at the end of the first battle round, 2 points at the end of the second, 3 at third, etc., up to 5 at the end of the game. And you score that at the end of your turn. So we could both score it back and forth as we go. And we are not counting that as any terrain. So if you're there, you are definitely exposed to enemy fire. But otherwise, we'll go over the other secondaries when we get to them. But basic primary scoring, 5 if you have 1 or more objective, 2 or more, and then if you have more than your opponent, you get that extra 5 at the end. And in control of the Thousand Suns today, AJ's back. How you doing?
Pretty good.
Excellent. And how do you feel about facing off against the new T'au Codex?
I don't like T'au. The Codex is good.
Mm.
It's nice that they fixed savior protocols.
Yeah, I agree.
The scary rail gun. Yeah, you can one-shot something. That's still only one shot.
Yeah, it's only one shot. That's right. That's the balancing factor. Yeah, I'm excited. I've never played Thousand Suns, so it's the classic matchup of no psychic abilities whatsoever versus super psychic powers. So we'll see if the warp can triumph over the technology of the T'au. Let's look at the armies. This is 1,499 points of my custom Sonar Sept. They are a T'au Sept, so they do reroll a hit or wound roll, and their auras are expanded by 3 inches. In charge today, we do have Commander Bravestand. I've upgraded him. He's got his 3 missile pods and his plasma rifle, but he also has the resonator warheads on one of those missile pods. So basically, it's got an extra shot, an extra strength, and if it hits, doesn't have to wound even, if it just hits an infantry beast or cavalry model, that unit's movement is reduced to half. And he has the Master of the Koyan Warlord trait. So before the first battle round, I can redeploy 1 unit. If I select Koyan as my battle philosophy thing, I can redeploy 3 units. Accompanying him is our Cadre Fireblade, who has our relic Ortu's Lantern, so he gets an extra 5d6 when he fires his marker light, and he's got 2 marker drones with him. Behind them, we have our 3 10-man squads of fire warriors, each of them accompanied by 2 gun drones. Then we've got 2 broadside battlesuits. They are in separate units this time. Both have stabilizing optics, so they can move and fire their heavy weapons without penalty, and they both have smart missiles. And then they each have 2 shield drones accompanying them. Then over here we have our Pathfinders. I did upgrade one of them to have the NeuroWeb System Jammer, so I can try out that stratagem this game. Basically, for a command point, I can roll to see if a unit they can see is -1 to its hit rolls. They also have a Recon drone, 2 shield drones, Pulse Accelerator, and Grav Inhibitor drone. Pulse Accelerator gives them AP -1 on their Pulse Carbines, and the Grav Inhibitor reduces any charge against them by 2 inches. Behind them, we've got a new unit today, our Devilfish transport. It is upgraded to have smart missiles instead of gun drones, and then it's got its Accelerator burst cannon, I think is what it's called. Gets some extra shots and AP. And then we have a 3rd HQ that is our tank ace, alias Long Strike. He and, I should mention, the Devilfish both do have a Seeker missile each. And he's got the rail rifle, or the rail gun, and smart missiles as well. And then finally, a Riptide, heavy burst cannon, smart missiles. He's got targeting array, the one that lets him fire Overwatch for free and hit on 5s, and then multi-tracker as well. So With those, he can units he attacks with 6 or more models, 6s explode, and then he ignores light cover when firing at his targets. But that is 1,499 points of T'au. Let's take a look at the Thousand Suns. This is exactly 1,500 points of Thousand Suns. And starting up front, we have Ahriman. Tell me about this guy.
Alright, we got Ahriman. He's on his little disc. He's got his spells, Doombolt, Glamour, which is -1 to hit, Zeech's Firestorm, and Smite. Onto the Demon Prince with Wings. He is my Warlord. His Warlord trait is -1 damage from all attacks, and he's also got a relic, the Conniving Plate, which is a 2+ save, armor save, and in the fight phase, any half of the attacks that are allocated to him, well, you can't really go to him.
Yeah. That's pretty sweet.
He knows the two spells, Doombolt and Swell by the Warp. We'll move on to the little brick of Zangors. Nothing special. Behind them, I've got 2 identical 10-man units of Rubric Marines. Both of their aspiring sorcerers know, what was it? Temporal Surge, which is the new warp time.
Sweet.
And behind them, you got my big 10-man brick of Occult Terminators with 2 Soul Reaper cannons, 2 Hellfire missile racks, and the Terminator Sorcerer knows Presage, which is +1 to attack, and also paid the 15 points for Rites of Coalescence, which is in the command phase, the 1 model regains all wounds.
Sweet.
This is a complete Cult of Time.
We'll cover that stuff when it comes up.
Yeah. And then the last little brick is just a normal 5-man, no special weapons, and they know temporal manipulation.
Very nice. So, infantry heavy. So my real gun doesn't have a lot of juicy targets unless Ahriman or the Demon Prince are foolish enough to isolate themselves. But we may get to try out the submunition strategy on some of these units. But it looks awesome. Yeah. Ahriman, look at that guy. Beautiful. Okay, very nice. Let's take a look at deployment. We have deployed for our No Man's Land mission. So for me with the T'au, I put both the Hammerhead and the Devilfish here kind of behind this blocking terrain so they can be a little bit shielded, and they both fly so they can move up and over that freely in their turn if they need to. We've got the Cadre Fireblade and 1 Pathfinder team here in the terrain so they can move forward or back depending on what they need to do on this objective. This Fire Warrior squad back here with a little bit of cover on this objective. I will note the other Fire Warrior team is in the Devilfish with its 2 drones. Then the Riptide right in the middle so he can move around anywhere he needs to go. But as you can see, there aren't a lot of targets out there right now. Pathfinder's hidden behind the crates with all their drones, and then the Commander, Brave Stand, and the 2 broadsides hanging out over here on the left with a little bit of cover, and again with some pretty good firing lines if anything decides to show its face. I do have some smart missiles, so if I go first I can get some indirect fire, but most of my stuff would be wasted at this point. But yeah, we're up close so we can rush up and get these objectives here in the center of the battlefield. And for the Thousand Suns, what do we have over here?
Alright, so we got a little 5-man on Terminators on the left-hand side.
Mm-hmm.
You got pretty much everything just blobbed.
Yep.
Hoping to go second. 10-man Zangors, 10-man Rubrics, 10-man Rubrics, and then my 2 HQs.
Yeah, and then the big squad of Terminators is in reserve, Deep Strike Reserve, not Strategic Reserve specifically. But yeah, so yeah, all of this stuff is behind blocking terrain line of sight, so I can't really see that at all. So if I do go first, there's not going to be a lot for me to shoot at, unfortunately. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. First thing, now let's roll here. See who goes first in this thing. I'll let you roll first, sir. That's a 5. I almost kind of want to go second. So I rolled a 6, and I get to go first. This is match play, so I have to go first. I don't have the choice. I need now to contemplate Montcalm or Koyon. Let's see what I do. Movement has completed for Sunars. Actually, I chose Koyon because, first of all, Brave Stand is the master of Koyon. And I just wanted to try it out to see how it worked. Montcalm was very, very good to me last game, but we'll see how Koyon does. If I Montcalm, I'd probably be on more objectives, but as of right now, I'm on number 4 back here in my deployment zone with some drones and pathfinders. My Devilfish flew up and over to get into range of this number 3. Its Fire Warrior team is still inside. I did actually redeploy it with my Koyon. I can redeploy 3 with Master of Koyon Warlord trait, so it just moved up as close as it could to the front of my deployment zone. I shifted up this Fire Warrior squad that was back here on this terrain piece, so they went right up to the edge of my deployment zone so they could move forward as well. And then I shifted up one of my something else. I don't know. I moved something else. I think it was one of the broadsides. I shifted up a little bit just so it would have a little bit better movement. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Cadre Fireblade here right behind the Riptide moving up the middle. This squad just kind of fanned out a little bit. And yeah, the problem we're having right now, Riptide or broadsides and Commander on the left flank. I don't have a lot of targets. Basically everything over here is out of line of sight. I can't see any of this stuff. I will have a few sets of smart missiles that will be in range that can target some stuff over here. The only thing I can actually see anything, my Hammerhead can see a couple Terminators hanging out the backside of that, so I will get to shoot at something directly. Everything else is going to be indirect fire flying all over the place. My secondary objectives, I have attrition, so if I kill more units in each battle round, I get points than my opponent, and then I also have engage on all fronts, which I will not be scoring. I needed to get across this center line to get that, and I was unable to do that this battle round. But that's it for the movement. Let's go into shooting phase. We are a bit into the shooting phase. The only things that can shoot on this side are the smart missile systems. So both broadsides and the Riptide fired up and over into the Zangors. I killed a total of 3. So that wasn't exactly what we were hoping to do. I'll also note I did do the Nova charge where he has a 5-up invulnerable save on my Riptide. But yeah, so my plan was the 2 broadsides, the Riptide, and the Devilfish eliminate the Zangors, but not going to happen. So we're going to shift over to Long Strike. He's going to fire in at these guys right here. He can't see the one on the end. And I'm not doing sub-munitions because the most damage I could do would be 5 mortal wounds. So with this, I could possibly kill 2 of the Terminators. So he hits on a 3. That hits. Wounds on a 2. Okay, so he wounds. So that's a minimum 7 damage on the first guy with no invulnerable save for the railgun, and then an additional 3 mortal wounds. So he will take out 2. Shooting is complete. I went ahead and fired his smart missiles into the Terminators, no damage. And then I fired his smart missiles up into the Zangors and took 3 more out, and then 1 fled in morale, but there are 3 left. So with that, I did not eliminate any units. I'm not on the center objective, which I could score in turn 1, and I'm not engaging on all fronts. So at the end of T'au turn 1, they have 0 points. We'll go on to Thousand Suns turn 1. Movement phase has completed for the Thousand Suns. I will note everybody that's on top of this, they're actually underneath. It was just a pain to try to shove everybody under there, so imagine they're within the building. But what's the plan here?
Alright, first things first, the start of my psychic phase, I'm going to spend 1 command point on Unholy whatever. More or less, I can change 1 power out of 1 unit and replace it with another.
Oh, nice.
So I'm going to take temporal manipulation off of these guys, and then I'll have temporal surge.
Ooh.
So, with the first part, let's see, Temporal Surge. We'll go ahead and start with them.
Okay.
It'll be cast on a 7, but it'll be a 6.
+1, yep. And that works.
Alright, so we'll just put that there to know that they're going to be moving
Okay.
another 5 inches.
Oh, and this die is noting that they're raising banners on this objective as well.
Second thing is I'm going to do mutate workscape or mutate landscape.
Mm-hmm.
On this objective, it goes off on a 3.
That works. It's been mutated.
Alright. Okay.
I guess it would be mutate landscape. Is that your one of your secondary objectives?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, we should cover that. So mutate landscape, and what's your other one?
Banners.
Right, yeah, raise banners, obviously. For me, I have engage on all fronts, which I think I mentioned I didn't score these, but engage on all fronts, and attrition, where I need to kill more units each battle round.
Alright.
Okay. And
Okay. Let's see. Aramon. Alright, he is going to.
bad things are about to happen.
This is going to take me a little bit.
That's all right.
Alright, so we're going to do Doombolt on the rail guy.
Yep.
Goes off on a 5.
That is
You
a
can
roll ones, right?
You can reroll
Just
all
the whole
psychic tests.
Oh, okay, nice. Oh,
Alright.
10, so that works.
Alright, so that'll be D3 mortal wounds onto him.
Okay.
And I'm going to spend 4 of my Kabbalistic ritual points to add an additional D3.
That's a 2d3.
Just flat 3 and then D3.
Oh, okay.
So 6 mortal wounds.
6, so the 2 drones will go, and he will take 2 wounds on the suit itself.
How many
Nice.
wounds do those have?
I think I have 8 now. I'll double check that. Let me see. So yeah, with the new Codex, shield drones now have 2 wounds each instead of that feel no pain, so that absorbed 4 of the damage, and then he took 2, which leaves him with 6 left. What's next?
Alright, it's going to be Zeech's Firestorm on...
Same guy?
Yep, so
Okay.
it goes off on a 5.
That works.
Alright. Oh.
But that's the one that needs a 9 to do
Yeah, that's
something.
one that needs 9. That's alright. So...
Oh yeah, you roll 9 die, and then on, what is it?
6s.
6.
Without the modification.
Right.
You survive. No damage.
None. Oh geez. If you would have rolled a 9 on casting fire, then it would have been 5s and 6s do
Right.
mortal wounds. All right.
Alright, he's got 1 more cast, which will be... We'll just go ahead and do a cheeky smite.
Smite him.
So it'll go off on a 4.
And that works. With a 6.
D3 mortal wounds.
Nice.
Mortal
All right,
wounds.
he's only down to 3 wounds left. Do you know what you want to do next?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's keep rolling.
Oh. Let's see, they've already done that, so we'll just do another smite out of
From the
rubrics.
demon. Oh, the rubric marines. Yep.
So it goes off on a 5.
5 now. And it succeeds. A 5 or 6 kills him.
2 mortals.
So he's down to 1 wound left.
Alright, and I got my good old buddy, Mr. Demon Prince.
Mm-hmm.
And he is going to do let me see if he's in, which is closest, probably these guys.
Yeah.
Yep. So he's going to do a smite, so it'll be on a
6 this time. 4, 5, and 6.
6. Alright,
That works.
goes off.
For
3.
3. Alright, 2 drones and 1 dude are going to go down right there.
And he's going to do
Measuring the opportunities.
alright. He's within technically 6
Yeah, because he's
of the
still.
Zangors,
Mhm.
so he's going to cast Time Flux.
Okay.
Yes, Time Flux. Is that what I want to do? Yeah.
Maybe.
Give me a minute.
Let's think. Demon Prince elected not to use his second power, but then came down here, spent a command point so they could do an extra power. They did Time Flux, which brought one guy back, and then they moved with their previous power, so it put that one guy right on the objective there. And that is the conclusion of the psychic phase. So we'll go into shooting. There's not a lot here. Just a couple things can fire.
Alright, so I'm going to start with the Terminators.
Terminators are firing into the Fire Warriors.
Yep. So it's going to be
16.
16 shots, hitting on 3s.
That was pretty good. I see a few 2s. Oh, the skulls are 1s. Okay.
Alright. And what are the...
Toughness is only 3.
Alright,
So 3's to wound. That's a lot of several 1s. Alright, let's...
Alright, so 6. You got 7 at -2.
7 6-up saves. I saved 1, so 6 die. And I've lost 1 already, so there should be 3 of them left in there.
Alright.
And then you want to fire...
Oh, I'm going to shoot... Alright, I'm going to shoot everything in this group
into the broadside.
Broadside, so
Okay.
it's going to be hitting on 3s.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. He can reroll 1s because...
Yeah, because of Aramon. Or the Demon Prince.
And Armor.
Both of them. Double rolling once. That helped a lot.
That's a little bit better.
They
So
all converted.
So I think I only dropped 1.
And then toughness is 5. So 5's to wound with these because they're just regular bolters. Yeah.
Yep.
I see a lot of 6s.
Alright, so 2.
4. Just 4.
That's it at -2.
At -2. Alright, he's got a 2-up save in cover. So 4 3-ups or he's dead. I'm going to spend a command point. I haven't done it yet to try to save his life. That's cocked. Oh, he still gets. Okay, command point spent. I don't think they blow up. I'll double check that though. Broadsides do not explode, so he crumpled to the ground, and we're down to 3 Fire Warriors here in the front, but we are going to the charge phase here. So it looks like the Terminators charging into the Devilfish.
Yep.
I am not firing Overwatch. They are definitely in. We'll see how far they get. The Terminators are in. You want to smash this Devilfish.
Alright, gonna be, these are the Capeshas on 3s. Drop 2.
Couple misses, not bad.
Wounding on 5s.
1.
Yep.
And AP on these?
-3.
-3. So this
2
is a
damage.
6-up save, which he fails, so he takes 2.
Alright, and this will be the Sork. 3s. Cocked.
1 hit.
Alright, and +3, so it'd be 7, so 3 or 4s.
Force, yep. That
Alright,
wins.
-1.
-1, so this is a 4-up, which he makes. Alright, so 2 damage done to that guy. We'll do his fight back off screen. Any shenanigans to make them fight again or anything crazy? Alright. So that is the end. We'll come back with some scoring. Devilfish fought back, no damage done. I elected to roll my morale over here. I thought about spending the 2 command points to save them, but I failed and then lost another guy. So my Shazway is bravely standing there alone in the middle of the battlefield. But at the end of the first battle round, the Thousand Suns will get 4 points, 3 for Mutate Landscape and 1 for Raise Banners High. So going into battle round 2, it is Thousand Suns 4, T'au 0. Movement has concluded for Sunars. So over here on the right, the Devilfish fell out. I actually originally was going to fly him then to center to like reinforce that objective. However, then I realized I need to get engagement off front. So I fell him back this way. So I will score engage this turn. And then he flew up. The idea is obviously if these Terminators are alive, he's in a lot of trouble. But the plan is I'm going to kill these Terminators. The Lone Fire Warrior ran up there. Riptide moved over. Broadside moved up. Commander didn't move. The Broadside still is in range to get the reroll 1s. and I boosted the Riptide's gun, so he's 16 shots with his burst cannon now. Back here, the squad that was in the ruins has shifted back to help hold this objective a little bit longer while the Pathfinders move forward. Cadre Fireblade and his 2 drones stayed still. They're firing marker lights into the Rubric Marines over there. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the movement phase. We'll come back with some shooting. Starting off the shooting phase, we're firing the broadside. He's splitting his fire. His smart missiles are up and over into the Zangors, and then his high yield missile pod going into the Rubric Marines. It's 2 damage, so they don't get their all is rust thing. However, they've spent 3 command points on Unrelenting Phalanx? Unwavering Phalanx. So they reduce the damage characteristic of the weapon to a 1. So now they get that ability. It's going to do 1 damage, and instead of a 5-up save, they're going to be rolling 3-up save. So we'll start there. So he is hitting on 3s because of the marker lights, and he's rerolling 1s because the commander is behind him. So I can reroll a 1, and I'm going to reroll 1 of these with my T'au Sept trait as well. Okay, so that's 6 hits. Wounding, it's strength 7, so wounding on 3s. So that is 4 wounds, 3-up saves. So they all passed, yeah. All right, and then into the Zangors. Rerolling 1s. Okay, 7 hits, and these are 3s to wound. Drop dice, don't count. And I spent my reroll, so that is 6 at AP -1 on the Zangors. And the Zangors are finally eliminated. So that's good. 1 unit eliminated this turn. Let's see where we want to go next. So I've spent a command point on coordinated engagement with my tank ace and the Pathfinders. They're all firing into the Terminators right here. So what this does is it will add 1 to my AP characteristic, basically. So we'll start with the big gun. Needs a 2 to hit because of the marker lights. It hits. And a 2 to wound, and it does wound. So 2 of them will get blown up with that. And then he has to fire everything into the unit because of the coordinated engagement. So 8 smart missiles hitting on 2s as well. I haven't spent my reroll, so let's go ahead and do that. And that's his own personal reroll. And then these are strength 5, so 3s to wound. And I can reroll that with T'au Sept. Okay, so 7 wounds at AP -2. It is only 1 damage, so it's basically AP -1.
Alright.
So 3-ups. Yeah, roll that one again. Okay, so 1 more does get...
So how much? They're 1 damage each?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going to spend a command point.
Okay. Okay, so 1 has lost 2 wounds. Okay, then we will add up how many die are going to come in from the Pathfinders. I have spent 2 more command points to give focused fire to the Pathfinders. So they're going to fire everything they have into these guys. Focused fire, since that unit has lost wounds, they get +1 to their wound roll. So they're going to fire in, hitting on 3s. I'll reroll 1 of these with T'au Sept. Okay, let's see how many that is. That was 13 hits. Wounding on 2s. So that, 3. So 10 wounds, basically at AP -1. So 3-up saves. 10 3s. I need you to fail 4 of these. You do not fail any of them. Okay. That's a lot of command points. Let's see what's next. After considerable debate, the Riptide is splitting fire. The burst cannon is coming down here into these guys. Smart missiles up into the rubrics. We're going to start with 16 shots, hitting on 3s. That's weird. Okay, and then I can reroll 1 of these with... Okay, didn't help. Let's see. So that was 7 2s. That's not good. All right, 3s to wound. I've already spent my reroll. All right, so only 1 wound failed. So that is 8 wounds, AP -2. So 4-ups on the Terminators. I need you to fail half of these. Statistically, it should work.
Statistics. Alright, so this is 6 of them. And 1 goes off.
1 went off, but that is 3.
Alright, so
Failed.
I've lost 3 so far. I'm not re-rolling these.
So you got 3 more to make. The one that fell off, and then
Yeah. Alright.
so that was 4. That is the squad. The first 2 damage kill the first guy, and then 4 damage on the last guy. So it worked miraculously. Last thing to shoot, Commander Bravestand firing everything into the Rubric Marines up here. We're going to start with his plasma rifle, which hits on a 2, strength 8, wounds on a 2. Does wound, AP minus 4. They do have cover though.
Alright,
So they would be at a 2 up with cover, so 6.
Alright, so it's in bone, 5 up.
Yeah. Okay, that fails. It's normally 3 damage. With their stratagem, it does 2, so it still kills 1. I will note the Riptide did take 1 out with his smart missiles. Alright, now we'll fire the resonating warheads. Hitting on 2s. I want to spend the reroll on that. Okay, so 2 hits. Strength 8 again, so 2s to wound. 2s to wound. Alright, 2 wounds. These are only AP minus 2. And 2 damage reduced to 1. So
minus 2.
minus 2, so 3 up. Got them both. And then finally his regular shots. Hitting on 2s. Already spent my reroll. Wounding on 3s. These are only tough strength 7. So 3 wounds, AP minus 2 again.
So 3 ups.
Yeah.
Save.
And they make them all. Okay. So yeah, that's everything fired here for the T'au. We've scored 2 points for this guy at the end of my turn. I'm going to score 3 points for engaging all fronts for being in 3 table quarters. And I'm going to get 5 points for the primaries at the beginning of my turn. I was on 1 objective. So that will give us 10 points at the end of the turn 2 for the T'au Sept. Let's see what the Thousand Suns do in their turn 2. Movement phase has concluded. The Marines did deep strike here 9 inches away from both the drones over there and our tank case, so they've got options for sure. Otherwise, the rubrics moved forward off of the rear objective. These guys got hit by the resonant warhead, so they could only move 3 inches, but they're moving after our lone fire warrior there. And then both Ahriman and the Demon Prince flew in to the juicy core of my army over here with many options to do many dangerous things. So yeah, it is. I will also note I only got 2 points for engagement on fronts. I need to be in all 4 quarters to get the 3 points. All right, so psychic phase. What's happening?
All right, so these guys are really on the bottom layer. I'm just being.
Oh yeah, same thing.
Being very lazy. All right, so these guys are going to do temporal surge. Goes off on a 6.
That fails. That's a 5. You could spend that command point.
Yep, I'll spend the command point.
Okay. Down to 7 command points.
Oh.
Oh.
Does not matter.
Does not work.
That sucks.
They were going to move forward and then mutate that next objective. So since they failed, these guys right here are going to mutate landscape. It's a 6-inch range into objective 2.
All right, so it's going to be a 3 because it's normally a 4.
They got it.
All right.
Just. So that's another 3 points. It's been mutated.
All right. So, dun dun. Yeah, let's just go ahead and do a cheeky smite.
Smiting with these guys.
So they're equidistant.
Yep, so you can choose.
It's going into...
You sure you don't want to blow up some drones with the smite?
I'm good.
Okay,
I'm good.
just letting you know. That
So
is a
it goes
5.
off.
That does work for D3 for 1. So 1 drone will explode.
All right. Let's see. I've got a bunch of powers to do.
Do you know what you want to do next?
Well, I'm just going to go ahead and get this over with. I'm going to do Swell by the Warp for the
Okay.
Prince. I think it goes off on a 6, so it's a 5.
That works.
Alright, goes off. He's swole.
He is swollen.
I think he has Doombolt. If he does.
Mhm.
Yes, he has Doombolt. So it goes off on a 5. That's going to be targeting the Riptide.
Yep.
Goes
That
off.
works.
Alright, so that's flat 3, and then I'm going to spend...
The command point to do an extra D3.
Nah, Kabbalist.
Oh, that's right.
ritual,
That's
so
the
for
ritual
D3.
points.
So one more. So
4 wounds on the Riptide. He does not have his Feel No Pain currently, so he's down 4 wounds.
All right. So we've got. I think he. You tell me.
Mm-hmm.
Which is closer? Is it?
Oh, let's measure. I think it's going to be the broadside, but we'll
No,
check.
it's-
Broadside is a little bit closer, so this smite is going to hit the broadside from Araman. And that works for D3. For 2 on him, I'm going to blow up 1 drone. They have 2 wounds each.
All right. He is going to do glamour.
Okay.
Of each. On your big guy.
Okay.
Yeah, so it goes off on like a 5.
That works. What's that? What happens?
That is the 9 dice.
Oh, yeah, that one. So on 6s, mortal wounds.
Yep.
That was better. 3.
3 mortal wounds.
So he's taking a total of 7 mortal wounds this turn.
Okay. And
Anything else? He has 1 more power, right?
yes, he does. He will do glamour. Glamour of Zeech.
He can do it twice?
I haven't done glamour. Glamour's the -1 to hit.
Oh, okay. So
That was Zeech's Firestorm.
I was Zeech's Firestorm. Okay, cool.
So it goes off on a 5, and
So this is one he puts
yeah, he puts.
on himself.
He can put it on a friendly unit.
Okay, friendly unit. Okay.
So he's going to put it on himself.
-1 to hit on a 5. That fails. He can re-roll psychic tests
Goes
and works. Okay. Mostly a success there for the psychic phase. Let's.
And I will.
Oh, you can do more.
I'm going to see how much.
Let's think.
Yeah.
Did some shooting off camera with these fellas. Spent 2 command points. What's the stratagem called used on them?
Wrath of the Wrong.
Wrath of the Wrong. So they got +1 to wound. They fired in, took everything but 1. The Shazway is all that's left of the Fire Warrior squad that was in there. Now they're that was all the Storm Bolters. Now they're 4 bigger guns. The 2 missile racks and the, what are these things called again?
Soul Reaper cannons.
Soul Reaper cannons. They're going into our Hammerhead.
All right, so we'll just go ahead and do the tracer fire.
Okay.
All right, so 3s.
Ooh,
That's
that's
not
good.
bad.
Only 2 misses.
All right, so would be wounded on 5s,
So
wounded on 4s.
4s with the. That was good. 3 wounds.
All right, that's at -2.
-2. So these are 5-up saves. And I fail them all. How much damage are those?
1 damage each.
Okay. So 3 damage. I'll tally these. Right there. 3 damage on that guy.
All right, Soul Reaper cannon, 10 shots. Can't remember. Is that a 1? That's a 1.
Okay.
All right, and strength 6 would be
5s again, so 4s. And that's 4 more.
4 more at -3.
-3. So these are 6-up saves. I fail all of those. How much
1
damage?
damage.
1 damage. Okay, so he's at 7 damage received so far. And then the last thing.
Last thing is going to be the missiles.
Okay.
So it's going to be hitting on 3s.
Nice.
Strength 8, so wounding
And
on
on 2s. Yep. They all wound.
They are -2.
Let's do so 5-ups. 4 5s. Coming up. I made 1.
Yeah.
How much damage are these?
D3 each.
So he's got 3. You could kill him. I need a 5. I'm going to spend a command point to try to get another one of these. Don't get it. Alright, so 3d3. He's got 7 wounds left. That is 5 damage. So he's down to 2 wounds remaining. Alright, and that is the end of the shooting phase. Let's go on to some charges. Starting the charge phase off with the Rubik Marines so that I into the Riptide. Obviously, the Demon Prince is coming in, but if I don't Overwatch now, then nobody gets Overwatch. So I am going to go ahead and fire in. It is free for him because he has the early warning override, and it'll be hitting on 5s. So 5s to hit with his 16 shots. He does get a reroll for the T'au Sept, so I might as well use that. Doesn't work. Should have saved that for a wound, maybe. All right, let's see how many that is. All right, that was only 4, but 3's to wound. And it's only 2 wounds. It is AP -2. Oh, actually, I had 1 6 in there. 6 is explode, since he is firing at a unit with more than 6. So I do have 1 more wound, possibly. All right, so that's 3 wounds at AP -2.
3 wounds, AP -2, so 5.
5s.
Better luck with your dice.
All right, so 2. They're 2 damage each, so 2 of them do die. And then I'll go ahead and fire my smart missiles. Oh, that was good. 3 of those hit. And then these are wounding on 3s. 2 wounds, AP -1. 1 damage. So no AP, basically.
Alright, so
3s, yep. And they're good. Okay, so I killed 2. But you want to roll this. I think a Snake Eyes will fail, otherwise they're in. They are in with 7 inches. We did their charge off camera. They failed and then spent a command point and got it with a 9. So this Terminator squad did make it into the tank. Over here, yeah, everything was good. Demon Prince is both in the broadside and the riptide. Aramon is in the broadside, and then the rubrics rolled a 7. So they're able to swing out, and they are within range of the objective. We're going to start combat with the Demon Prince into the riptide.
Alright, so going to allocate. Yeah. I'm just going to put everything in there.
Everything, okay. Oh yeah, I guess he could also attack the broadside if he wanted to.
Yeah. Or the broadside or the...
Yeah.
Alright, so this is going to be 5 attacks at strength 9.
Gross.
So
So
2s.
hits on 2s.
Alright, drop 2.
Okay, wounds on 3, toughness 7.
All wounds.
All wounds.
-3.
-3. He's got a... actually, let me check his invulnerable. It may only be his shooting phase. The invulnerable save is all the time, so that was 4 up saves.
Don't you do it.
I believe in you,
Don't.
Riptide. I believe.
Boom.
For the greater good.
Boom.
Okay, well, that means he's dead, because they're 3 damage each. He's got 1 more attack. How much damage does his last attack do?
2 damage.
So if I save both these, he would have 1 wound left. Let's do it. Let's re-roll 1.
No.
Oh my gosh. Is that he does have the possibility of exploding. Let me look at something. So instead of rolling for my destruction, I'm using a failsafe detonator. So I roll a d6 for each unit within 3 inches, and I add 1 to the roll because he has more than 12 wounds. So on a 2 through 4, it does d3. On a 5 or 6, it'll do a flat 3. We'll start with the rubrics. They take 3 mortal wounds. Demon Prince takes d3, so he will take 2. And then Ahriman takes flat 3. And then, actually, he might not be. He's not in 3 inches, I bet. So let's do the broadside, because his shield is definitely in 3. And he takes a flat 3. So the drone will go, and he'll take 1 damage. Nice. After the huge explosion, Ahriman is now attacking the broadside.
Alright. So it's going to be 5 attacks, hitting on 2s.
Nice.
Strength 7.
Toughness is less, 5.
So 3s.
So 2 wounds.
At -1.
So 3 up saves. And he got them both.
Alright.
Is that it for Ahriman?
Oh, yeah, that's all
Okay.
for Ahriman.
So we'll come over to the Terminators. After consolidation and all that good stuff, these guys actually, they didn't have a chance to fight, so they got to pile in 3 and consolidate 3, so they moved 6 inches. But after all of that is said and done, scoring, Thousand Suns got another 3 for mutating the landscape, 2 points for the center objective, and 1 more for their banner, plus the 5 that they had for the primaries. So at the end of Battle Round 2, it is 15 points for Thousand Suns, 9 points to Sunars. Let's go on to Battle Round 3. Movement and marker lighting has completed for the T'au team, the Sunars. So Broadside's staying in combat. He has stabilizing optics, so he doesn't get a reduction when he fires into combat. So rather than him fall back and just get charged to death, he's going to stand and get at least one more round of shooting in. Brave Stand flew up onto those crates mainly because it looked cool, honestly. I did spend 2 command points to save this guy in the morale phase so he could come back and sit on this objective for me. Cadre Fireblade shifted back, so he didn't get to fire his marker lights, but putting him here does give me all 4 corners, all 4 quarters of the table for my engage on all fronts. Pathfinders moved up, fired their marker lights. I spent a command point on recon sweep, so they got +1 to fire, and they got to move again after firing. So they got a big move to get up into this objective. So if I can get rid of that squad, I can take that objective. And then beyond that, we spent another command point for combat deparcation. So the Devilfish flew up and over, and then these guys jumped out and they got my 4th table quarter. Now it is turn 3, so Koyan is in effect. So if I target the closest eligible unit within 12 inches, my shots explode on 6s. But yeah, we will get 5 points for the primaries. This is the only objective I held at the start of my turn. But let's see some shooting. I spent a command point on coordinated engagement with these 2 units. Fired in, even shot the Seeker missile. I killed 2 Rubric Marines. Yeah, sad story. But coming around, we're going to go to our Commander Brave Stand's firing. He's actually splitting his fire. His Resonator warheads are going into these guys down here. The rest of his guns are going into this squad, which only has 5, so it only costs 1 command point for the Unwavering Phalanx, I think is what it's called. Yeah, and he's marker lit up. So 3 shots. I'll start with the resonating. Actually, I'm going to start with the 1 shot with the pulse rifle in there. Hits strength 8, so wounds on a 2. Does wound AP -4. I'm sorry. Was that a 6 to hit? Means I get 2 hits. Second wound. Doesn't. I get to reroll a wound with T'au Sept. Okay. 2 wounds. AP -3. And it's normally 3 damage, so 2 damage.
Alright, 5 up.
2 5s. Kills 1. You want to reroll it.
That went off.
Okay. Down to 1 command point. Alright, now we'll fire. I spent my reroll. So let's go ahead and fire our 4 missile pods into that same squad, hitting on 2s. Spent my reroll, wounding on 3s. 2 wounds, AP -2, but it's reduced to 1 damage now, so really only AP -1.
So
4. Ooh, another one dies. And then finally, his 3 resonating warheads into the Terminators. 2 hits. Their movement is halved. These are strength 8, so 2s to wound. 2 wounds. AP -2, but it's only... Oh, there's still 2 damage for these guys, so no reduction. So AP -2. So 4 ups. Okay, so that's 4 damage. One will just die, basically. Okay, killing some stuff. Let's see what's next. The Pathfinders fired in there in the center, and they were able to take out those last 3 rubrics. Last thing to shoot. I did have a little debate here, but I don't think he can survive combat with the Demon Prince, but I also don't think he can kill the Demon Prince, so I'm going to fire into Armon and just try to take him out. So we'll start with his high yield missile pod, hitting on 4s. Since he has the advanced stabilizers, these are exploding. That's pretty good. That's not a hit, but I get an extra hit actually. So those are all hits because of the explosion. Wounding on 3s. And I'll use my reroll. Okay, so that is 8 wounds at AP -2.
alright, 4 ups.
That is 8 damage.
How much damage?
2 each. That's, yeah.
Right.
Man, maybe I could have killed the Demon Prince. Alright, well, I'll take it. Very nice. Okay. I think that is all of our shooting. Let's check the score. So I'm debating, strongly debating, to charge my commander into the Demon Prince. The idea is he's going to kill my broadside in combat on my turn, and then on his turn he'll be free to charge, slaughtering whatever he wants. So if I charge in, he shouldn't be able to kill both. So I could tie him up, prevent him from charging something else. I don't know if this is the right choice, but it's a 9-inch charge. Since I have to go down off the crates, we'll let the dice decide. Okay, no charge. I'm not re-rolling it. So that is the end of the charge phase. We'll go to combat. If you're ready to kill my broadside.
Alright. Okay. So 6 attacks with the sword.
Ooh, that's good. That's good.
Alright, and 3s.
Toughness 5, yeah. So 3s.
Toughness 5.
Yeah.
So plus
You're 6.
I think it'll be 3s. I thought.
Yeah.
Double check.
There is a 3 there, so at least 3. We'll check and see if that 3 wins. It's actually strength 10, so 2's to win. And these are AP what?
3.
3. So he does save 2, but they're 3 damage each.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I have 2 command points. Yeah, I need him to live. I'm going to reroll this. 5 up, he'll survive, possibly. Okay, he's dead. And that is it for combat. Things are not looking great for Sunars at this point. We've concluded turn 3 for the Thousand Suns. As you can see, everything over here is dead. I did forget and realize later that I can fall back and shoot still as part of Koyon, so I should have fallen back with my broadside, but I've got to make mistakes in order to learn, so next time we'll know better. However, yeah, this squad right here split fired. These guys fired into the Pathfinders first, took out most of the drones. These guys fired in with their storm bolters, finished them off. The 2, what are these? Soul Reaper cannons fired in, killed Bravestand. Didn't kill Bravestand, he flew away at the last moment. And then the 2 missiles, they did fire in over here, took 5 damage off the Devilfish. And then our Demon Prince here charged into the Shaz Wei, who was holding that objective, and slaughtered him utterly. So that is it. So for the T'au, we've got our Cadre Fireblade and his 2 marker drones, a full squad of Fire Warriors, and a wounded Devilfish. The score currently is 22-20 in favor of Thousand Suns. Let's see what we can do. I've decided to concede at this point. I just don't think there's anything I can do. What would have needed to happen? These Fire Warriors were in a position where they couldn't get around to fire in to wipe these guys out. So I had split this drone off so they could come and hold the objective, then maybe they could move this way, but I couldn't get enough of them into the terrain to actually see through and shoot them. They couldn't move fast enough this way either. Then the Devilfish tried to advance at 12. I could have spent a command point to move it onto the objective using its full profile, but if I would have done that, if he would have made it on there, I still wouldn't have had enough to take out those guys here in the middle, and I just don't think there's anything else I could have done. The Devilfish would have been a sitting duck for these fellas. Yeah, it just would not have worked out for the T'au. There was nothing I could do. Yeah, it was close. There are a couple moments, I think, when it kind of swung a little bit. I should have remembered to fall my broadside back. That could have helped me a little bit. He at least wouldn't have died on my turn. But the T'au, the Sunars are conceding at this point. They came here to explore this underground bunker, but the Thousand Suns were also here, and Tzeentch, and perhaps even Magnus, had his eye on whatever lurks below the surface. We'll come back with what we thought. Recapping here a little bit, I thought it went well. I had a lot of fun actually trying out Koyon for the first time. I think objectively Montcalm is the better option. Koyon, I mean, exploding things is good. I mean, I could have fallen back and still shot with my broadside, which I totally missed. That would have been, helpful, but I don't think it would have necessarily won me the game or anything like that. The ability to move with Montcalm in turns 1, 2, and 3 is so good. And that extra AP, I mean, it definitely helps. Koyon is just, it's tough to pull off. I don't think you would ever want to choose it if you're going second. Just that gives the opponent 3 turns to attack you before you get to use that ability. I think that would be bad news. If you go first, I suppose it could be useful in certain situations, but it did not pay off for me here today. We were just discussing, things that happened. I think the biggest move of the game was when the Terminators made their charge. They had failed and then re-rolled and got into the Hammerhead. That was a big shifting moment. Not just because obviously you killed the Hammerhead, but moving them that far upfield allowed them to get on this objective. If they would have been stuck, back here, that's a couple turns before they get to either one of these objectives. So I think that was really the part that swung the game. I got pretty desperate at the end, moving stuff around, leaving people kind of exposed and stuff. But how do you think it went?
To me, it was good. I mean, you say that the big charge with the 10-man brick was the big swing in the match. I think when you moved your Riptide, your broadsides, all right in here and let me get my characters in, especially the Demon Prince.
Well, I had a plan when I did that. And unfortunately, your stratagem that made that Rubric squad like invincible kind of put a wrench in that plan. So that was a tactical error for sure, and that enabled them to come in and just slaughter me utterly, my big guns. What I was going to do with that, moving everybody up, I expected to be able to kill that Rubric squad, and then what I was going to do is that would have isolated the Aramon and the Demon Prince. So the plan was then I could fire my Resonator missiles into Aramon, reduce his movement to hold him back a little bit, and then maybe get some shots into the Demon Prince or vice versa to maybe kill one of them if I had enough guns left. But I just could not shift that squad. I think I killed 2 of them during that battle round when I was really expecting to wipe them out with the Riptide. So that was an excellent play by the Thousand Suns with that stratagem, and me getting caught with my pants down because I didn't know about it, which is awesome. I love the different things that the armies can do with the stratagems and how that can affect the game. But yeah, that was sweet.
But it was the last time I played this list, it was before the FAQ where you could have multiple chapter tactics.
Oh yeah.
And I'd play Duplicity and then Cult of Time. So this was the first time I played Cult of Time, and I kind of was missing all of my movement shenanigans. But you flip that for being able to bring 2 Terminators back possibly every turn.
The resurrection stuff, yeah. And that's the thing. Again, movement stuff, that's so powerful, and that's again why I think Montcalm is going to reign supreme between it and Koyon going forward. But I had a lot of fun. Did you have fun?
Oh, it was fun.
Excellent. We're having fun. That's what we're here to do. Thank you for watching very much. We appreciate it. Subscribe, like, all that awesome YouTubing stuff. But thanks for watching again, and have fun.